Hey guys, Tacoma Guy here. Subscribe, like, and share. This video, we've got a new toy. Tacoma Guy gets a supercharger. Not for the truck, for a different project. But yeah, this is how I know a little bit about these superchargers. I've been studying these things for a while. I've been wanting one, finally got one. I think 10 years in the making or wanting. Initially there was going to be one on that truck. But with the truck now getting older, the tune now available, things like that, even though I'm probably power-wise not where the power I want to be, performance-wise it's pretty much what I need. I think by the time I do the headers and the exhaust and adjust the tune, we're going to have the power we need for the dunes. It'd be nice to be able to rip 37-inch tires, but I'm not going to be putting 37-inch tires on this truck. I think the 33s will be it. You can see I have my 32s back on for winter, my stock wheels. But we'll put, you know, hopefully with the headers and that, it gets to around 300 foot-pounds of torque, which for this truck's not bad. That gets you, I can climb around for what I do for the dunes. It's probably just the minimum, but for trail riding and overlanding, it's more than enough. So I think by the time I do the tune with the headers and the new exhaust, that will probably be good. But there may be a new truck in the horizon. I'm considering the third gen Tacoma, and there might be a fourth gen coming out. They might be doing something for 22, I think. Next couple of years there might be something new. So depending on what that truck is that comes out, if that's the truck that I want performance-wise, I'll pull the trigger on it. This one is getting a little long in the tooth, so it's either keep modifying it more or upgrade or switch to a different truck. But I did finally get a supercharger for a different project. You can't tell what this is FRS. The Scion FRS, Toyota 86, all that. So we got it all pulled apart. We're detailing the engine, and again, this is another real car daily driver for the summer. So we're doing some touch-up on it, got it all pulled apart, trying to figure out how we're going to lay out some things, and then we're installing the supercharger on that vehicle. And again, this is only, in comparison, this is only a 1300, okay? So this is capable of maybe 500 horsepower, something like that. The one that's available on the third gen is a 1900, so substantially bigger. This is the size supercharger you're supposed to get for a V6, is a 1300. So going up to the 1900 is substantially more. That's going to be a lot of supercharger. Even this car really probably could use a bigger one than the 1300. I know in this car this will produce about 400 horse, okay, without too much. Because you can only turn these pulleys, you can only turn these superchargers so fast, okay? That supercharger isn't unlimited like a turbo where you can just spin it as hard as you want, and if you want more power, just put a little bit bigger turbo on it. These superchargers can only spin at a certain speed before the efficiency goes down. So even with these new rotors, there's a limit on how fast you can spin them, on how much more power you can make. So with the 1300, you can only, on this little car, it's a 2-liter, so you can make about 400 some horsepower. That's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to attain at 350. I think just by bolting it on in flex fuel, you're in the 300 to 350 horsepower just bolting it on. And that's with flex fuel on a 2-liter motor, so that's pretty darn good. And for a street car, that's probably where you want it. If you want to go a little more than that, you can up the boost, but then you have to build the motor, things like that. So this little 1300 is okay for that. For a good bolt-on, it's a good size. For ultimate power, it could be probably a touch small, because you're limited on how fast you can spin it. So 400, 450 horse is probably the tops for this. Just stay in the efficiency range. You're not running into belt problems and things like that. So at 1900, you can see it's going to be very easy. They're hitting the 350 mark with, I think, less boost, running 5 to 8 pounds of boost. By the time you get that thing running the 1900 at 12 psi, you're going to be making some serious power. I think at 12 psi, you'll probably be 12, 15 psi, you'll be in the 400 mark for horsepower. So that's going to be a nice supercharger. So that's it. Here's my supercharger, not for the truck, but for a different car. But you can see how these all relate. This is going to be a 350 horsepower build with a much smaller supercharger than what's coming for the trucks. Again, that truck, you're getting that 1900. That's gonna build 300 to 350 just bolting it on, I believe. You know, I would think it'd be hard not to make that power just bolting on, which is impressive. That's a lot of power for just a quick bolt on like that in a tune. That's gonna be substantial. That's gonna be like bolting a V8 into that truck. Okay, it's one of the reasons I'm doing this is that it feels like you're bolting a much bigger motor in your car. It's instant torque all the time. It's reliable. These things can run 100,000 miles. There's no maintenance to do. You just drive it. You shut it off. Like you get those high performance turbos. You can't just shut that car off. That turbo's going to boil your oil. So you have to let that turbo cool down. You have to put that kit on there so that that runs the motor like at an idle, so your turbos cool down, or you're going to burn up your oil. Plus you are using your engine oil to cool the turbo. That's harder on the oil. So a turbo is harder on the car, more finicky. Ultimately, you can make more power with turbos. Okay, just the way they are. They're more efficient. No doubt about it. These new superchargers for the RPM we're going to be running a truck, by the time the turbo kicks in, I mean, I guess if we run those little turbos, it can make sense. Those with the Ford, they're proving it works. But supercharger will use a little more fuel, but supercharger is good for trucks. It's just instant power. It's like having a bigger motor in the truck. It's like going from a 3-liter to a 6-liter. So that's it. That's my supercharger video. Here's my other project. We're working on it. It's all ripped apart. We're detailing it. The truck is on hold. Not a lot of new projects. I have to recoup from the supercharger purchase a little bit. But next up on the truck is going to be the headers and exhaust. If you guys like this stuff, subscribe, like, and share. All right, thanks. Bye.